Howdy gamers, Amazing Script here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys like the new setup that we have going on. Until quarantine ends, this is what you have to look at. Now that we got that fixed, let's go back to the rest of the video. So, a lot of you guys have been coming into my live stream and asking, how do I start streaming? How did you start streaming? What should I know before streaming? What are some things that you could tell me on how to make my streams better? And first of all, I got you, fam. I got you. This video is meant to basically help you, not only give you tips and tricks on how to start streaming, what to know when you're streaming, but also like what streamers won't tell you, or streamers don't feel the need to tell you because we handle it behind the scenes and we don't mention. So here are 10 things that you need to know before you start streaming. And hopefully at least one of these things helps or is different from the videos you've probably been scrolling through and checking out to see how to start streaming. So here we go. Number 1, you won't always have people come in the first time you stream. You, of course, I hope everybody has at least a support team, a support friend that'll come in and watch their live stream, or even just watch your own. I know when I started streaming, I didn't have any friends like that, or I did have one and he wasn't always around to watch my streams. So it was always me watching my own streams, making sure I could see the chat and make sure it's available. And I would just have my personality, enjoy the game, play as much as I can. If someone comes in, I was so welcome into opening up and like saying, hi, nice to meet you. Like, welcome to the live stream, appreciate you for being here, as I normally say. This could be a good thing, but this could also be a bad thing. Some people don't like being welcomed in, so oftentimes you have to just know, either welcome them in, it depends your personality. I like to welcome them in, or wait until they start chatting in the live stream. I like to welcome them in because a lot of times it gets them to open up, it gets them to chat, and makes them realize that my live stream is a fun and friendly zone. So, but keeping that in mind, you won't always get viewers the first time you stream. You won't always get the viewers second, third, or fourth time you stream. Ways to help with this, or ways to help get attention from people that are just scrolling through maybe the video game selection or the game section they're looking for. Have a fun gamer tag. Having a fun and easy gamer tag, like for example, Amazing Scrub, it's easy to remember. A lot of times people come in and like, that's a really creative username. People think it's funny. Having a good name for yourself rather than being, let's say for example, I am so cool 93784. Like, that's a really hard username to remember. It's not always very catchy. It's not always, it's very common. So the uniqueness is also taken out of it. So come up with like a fun, unique user that makes, you entertaining and makes you you, but also have a fun gamer picture. Like mine is fan art that I use for almost everything because I really appreciate it. But also having a fun title. If you have a boring title such as like, Road to 100. It's not a boring title. A lot of times people will come and support no matter what. However, having a fun title that shows what you're doing in that moment, whether it's very comedic, like I used to use Vines, having a very comedic live stream title, or even having a serious one like Road to Plat, or something that basically shows what they're in for when they click on that video. So it shows if you're very funny, or it shows that you're actually skillful at the game. Number 2, a lot of times this kind of streamer, where people that do this, it kind of sucks, and it's actually one of the biggest things that is very important when people actually start watching your stuff. So we all know a live streamer that does this. And yeah, that fucking sucks. If you have someone that you're watching and all of a sudden they're gone and they're being very quiet, you start to get pretty bored. So you're like, why am I watching this? So silence is your biggest enemy while streaming. You don't always want to keep talking and being loud and keep filling in the silence. You want to try your best to be as very entertaining, maybe even talk about your day, mention something random, like for example, like, I'm in the mood for some chips. Like something funny, something that'll give your viewers something entertaining to think about, talk about, conversate, because they're people and they're watching your live stream. But also, don't be that person that just plays the video game and doesn't acknowledge their chat. Don't be this person. Kitchen. Dude, I shot him! Oh my God. I got it on cam, I counted on ping. He's moving south. He's rotating. Don't be that streamer. Your people are watching you and they want someone fun to talk to. They're people. And so a lot of times they're like, also like, who is this person? Let me get to know them. They might be very entertaining and very comedic, and watching them is pretty fun. So conversate with your chat. Don't always like hover over the chat, because sometimes, you know, giving them the freedom to talk and conversate in the chat as well also helps. Giving them fun ideas, like for example, if you're really bored or like anything, like play a word game with them, or send beach balls, if you know what I'm talking about. If you're a mixer streamer yourself, beach balls also keep the live stream entertained, or like telling them to spam their favorite color or something. You know, keeping them entertained, giving them something to do helps. It works 99% of the time. So do not let silence get the best of you. Fill it as best as you can. Number 3, your layout is important, but not as important as people will make it. I know, we all know those like cool streamers that will have like the really epic and cool like layout that's like, oh my god, hi guys. But you don't need a whole layout with like donations and all that stuff. It's fun. It keeps the viewer, whoever's watching, like viewed on all the colors. Knowing me with ADHD, that could help sometimes, or having all of that stuff around to entertain the person's view. However, there's a thing as being too cluttered, or being too extra, or being too much. For me, I have a simple layout. I have a little picture of myself in a corner. It has my social media, so it shows that I have every different type of social media at the bottom. And then I also have, depending on the circumstance, I will have an open lobby. Because I do open lobbies, I have a little open lobby thing. So it very much depends on like who you are, because you're putting your vibe out there. When someone clicks on the video, first of all, they see the chat. Second of all, they're watching your content. So if you put your vibe out there in your layout, or have a nice overlay that shows you as a person, it helps. It genuinely helps. Number 4, while we're also on the topic of open lobbies, this is very, very important. So listen up as best as you can. So a lot of people will come into your live stream chat and want to play with you, or you would want to play with the people that are in the chat. It is very important that you stay safe. What I mean by this is that we live in a really cruel, messed up world. Forget about that for a minute though. We live in a weird, messed up world where people pull IPs and DDoS, and if you're an Xbox user, you know this the best. So do not join random parties, or make sure you kind of get a feel for them in the chat. Like, make sure you can see that they're friendly, they're not meaning to be troll, they're not trying to like mess with you. They're just genuinely interested in wanting to play with you. If they come and ask for an invite, just how I do it is I have a day specifically for open lobbies. You don't have to, you can do everyday open lobby. I just know, due to my anxiety and how I am with people, I sometimes like to give myself that mental gap for the week, and then come in ready Friday to be able to play with everybody, because I love playing with my viewers. However, you have to watch how they are in the chat. Especially if they come in with ill intent and they come into your live stream and they play with you. They can pull your IP, they can swat you, they can possibly harm you, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt on the internet. I know it's very easy to, however, we want to try to avoid it as best as we can. So how I do it is I wait till they get to a certain level or a certain amount of hours watching my live stream to kind of get a feel for who they are, but also know that they're not going to just, you know, come in, ruin everybody's time, mess with the viewers, mess with me, but also have a fun time. Number 5, sorry, I had to count for a second. Number 5, this is also very important, because this could actually make or break your channel. And what I mean by that is that you could either have everything and keep succeeding, or you could lose it all. As you may know, some platforms have certain rules and guidelines that is very important to follow, featuring language, racism, homophobia, sexual content, harassment, whatever. It is all very important, because they want to make sure the people that are watching are having a great time, the streamers that are watching have a great time, and everyone overall has a great time, and nothing can ruin this. However, this goes for the language said in your live stream. I have a pretty foul language. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos, you know I have really bad language. However, I restrict myself in what I say, because knowing that I could get in trouble for saying these types of things, and you also too have to be careful of what you say. So, here's the thing. When you invite people to your party, or you include their audio, or the live stream can hear them talk, if they say anything that goes against the guidelines or could get you in trouble, you will lose your account. especially if someone in the live stream chat reports you, you can lose it all. I myself, as someone that is about to hit 3K on Mixer, I can lose it all. Just by having someone come in and say the N-word or say something very rude and disrespectful that could possibly get me in trouble. You are responsible for the people that include their audio. So making sure that they include their audio and then not the worst type of people that you could possibly play with is very important. So, that being said, just be careful. Try your best to restrain whatever you could possibly say. If you have racist friends, or if you have any friends that make jokes that go too far, maybe including their audio in the live stream or having their audio in the live stream is not the best idea. However, you can still keep them around. They're still your friend. Just be careful. Number 6, the games that you play. You can play whatever your heart's desires. Play whatever makes you happy. That's the goal. You having fun, and sometimes your chat will have fun with you too. Just have a great time. Play whatever game you want. However, if you are trying to get views as you are starting out, playing games that are trendy helps. As we know, Fortnite. It is a very popular game on most platforms. If you are live streaming it, there's a guarantee you will have at least one person come in and say hello. So, that being said, if you don't like the game, don't stream it. However, if you want to catch people's attention, try playing games that are trendy or are at least in the top 5 range for the platform that you're on. However, that doesn't always bring in the views. Doesn't always. You could play Resident Evil or a really old game that people rarely think about anymore, or even Left 4 Dead. Play it, have fun, and sometimes having only one person play that game or that genre can definitely bring people in, as people have different interests, and also people may not always like the games that are trending, so they'll look up a different game and they'll come in and say hello. It's entirely whatever you want to play. Whatever makes your heart happy. Got it? I'm talking to you. Got it? Good. Number 7. So, there's 2 factors to what makes a really good live stream, as far as I've noticed, is comedy, and skill. Sometimes my skill is all the way down here. In that case, sometimes your comedy has to come up a little bit. If you're very easily entertaining, or you're very charismatic, or you have jokes on the side, or you just have a very clever brain, you could be fun, do it. Be happy, be yourself, be funny. If something funny happened to you today, bring it up, mention it. People might also laugh with you too. You let your sense of humor shine. Sometimes you'll have a day where your humor is up here and your skills are down here, and sometimes you'll have it flipped. Sometimes you have to balance it. It's a whole skill, having the skill to play the game that you're playing, but also having the comedy skills. So for example, if you're playing a game that you don't know, or you're just new to, and you just kind of want to be able to live stream it, but you also want to have fun playing it, be very funny. Sometimes your reactions are very important. I don't really focus on my reactions, but people find them funny anyway. Even the girl that was live streaming that video game where a fucking rabbit got shot. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And guess what? She now has more viewers because everyone thought that was funny. Reactions are very funny, especially because we like laughing at the people that are miserable, or we just like, that's so funny. We laugh with them. Regardless, comedy and skill work together. They have to find a balance. They have to be either one or the other. And sometimes being right in the middle, dead on, is perfect. If you're both equally really good and also really funny, you're golden. If you're very good at the game and you're not as funny, that's okay too, because a lot of people like serious people that play the game. But also, if you're very comedic but also really bad at the game, that also works too. Regardless, you have to find a way of balancing it. You can't have one without the other. You can't be super serious completely and also not be funny at the same time. You have to be able to interact, to have a good time and fun. If you're playing too serious, sometimes it can be a little rough. Same thing goes for comedy. If you're just constantly being funny and you're not trying your best, or you're not like enjoying the game or playing the game the way it's meant to be played, sometimes people can get frustrated with that. So you have to find that perfect balance. Number 8. So, this goes for different platforms. However, a lot of people, of course, to have the overlay, you need certain things like Lightstream or Streamlabs, sorry, brain went dead, and Scottybot. Scottybot, I use him a lot. He is my OG. He's my main hoe. I love him. I truly do. So depending on what type of stream you have, obviously commands are very important. Knowing how long you've been live streaming is very important. Having somebody or something in the chat basically be able to when you type a command or someone in the chat types your command, have it send and be able to either bring up the rules, your social medias, or even just give them a link to other things. That helps. Being able to also, if someone types donation in the chat, being able to trigger your PayPal or whatever you use for donations, whether it's Streamlabs or Lightstream or anything else, it all works the same way, and having those things, having those external parties helps a lot in the live stream. Speaking of helping throughout the live stream, number 9, your moderators are so important. If you are already live streaming and you have moderators, yes, you, give them a hug, give them love. They are your heroes, because not all heroes wear capes. Moderators literally save your ass all the time. If you don't have a moderator and you're just starting out, that is perfectly fine. Sometimes you have to be your own moderator. Regardless, having people that not only love you, support you, want the best for you, but also being able to help out your live stream and keeping everything communicated, fun, and friendly, they're your saving grace. They honestly are super helpful, they're super loving, they're super great to have, no matter what. Honestly, I love my moderators. Moderators, if you're watching this, you know I love you. You know I love you. You guys are very helpful. You guys help me with everything, and I love you guys, truly. I'd start mentioning names, but I don't know if you guys want that. But regardless, thanks, guys. Moderators help with everything. Not only are they the ones that are keeping track of your commands and being able to help the chat, but they also have fast as fuck clicking fingers. So when people are coming in and being trolls or breaking the rules, they're the ones that stop it. You may not always be focused on the live stream chat, or maybe you'll always have like too many people just typing in the chat and you can't always see it. When moderators come in and they stop that stuff, they're your heroes. They watch everything. They watch the chat and you. So not only do they support your channel and support everything you do, but they also help like keeping everything to a minimum and making sure that everything is the way it should be. And they're your number 1. You would have 0 viewers and your moderators will still be there to support you. And that's what's great. But also knowing who to bring on the team. Knowing who to bring on the team is very important. Honestly, finding people that are dedicated to your stream. Not you as a person. They don't have to be complete simps. God, I don't hire simps. But having people that support you and are dedicated to the stream, genuinely think you're funny and entertaining and that you are a good person, fantastic. But also having people that are serious and who take everything that you say seriously, or if they're paying attention in chat and you say to do something and they do it, that genuinely makes the better of the team. You have to work with them as a team, and giving them a little bit of benefits oftentimes is great. You know, being able to play with your mods and have fun with them, they're your number 1. They're your stream family. You may have streamers that you also play with, but they're streaming the same time you're streaming. You can't forget how important your mods are. Love you, mods, by the way. Just felt like putting that in there. Last, but most certainly not least, have fun. That's it. What I mean by have fun is play the games you love. Be the person that is you. A lot of times streamers will come on to live streams and create a separate person from themselves. And when people come in, people see that. If I were to start acting like a completely different person, my live stream would notice. They would see it. Be yourself. Kind of don't let your guard completely down, because you know people can still abuse your trust, but also be yourself, have fun. If you create someone that you're not, people will notice and it's not authentic. In fact, at the end of the day, if they see that you're actually a completely different person from what you are, sometimes that just means like, wow, they really put on an act, don't they? Be yourself, have fun. It takes a long time. I've been live streaming on Mixer for a full year on the 19th of April. So we already had that happen, and it's been a great ride. It's been an adventure meeting so many different people and having the same people that have started from the beginning come back and having my great moderators. It's been great. It takes time to get there. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you probably have already heard that. Take your time, develop a schedule. It's very important you develop a schedule and stay consistent with it and try your best, as that shows you're dedicated, it brings more people in, and it shows at the end of the day you know that this is something you genuinely love to do. So have fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see all your beautiful ass faces around. We do have other forms of social media, so if you guys want to check that out, that'll be all in the description below. I'm also on like Mixer, if I haven't like mentioned that at all. If you guys would like to go check me out, that'll also be in the description. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!
What is this? Nah. Spaz, bring that real shit.
Ooh.